Welcome to our channel. Today we have something truly chilling for you. We're diving deep into the heart of America, into a place where we least expect the unexplainable to occur. Walmart. Get ready to hear 3 terrifying true stories that happened at Walmart. Stories that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the ordinary. These are the tales of late-night encounters, eerie aisles, and unexplained events that will send shivers down your spine. Imagine this. It's 2 a.m., the dead of night. The Walmart aisles are empty, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, casting harsh shadows that dance and twist with every passing moment. Our first story takes us to a desolate Walmart parking lot where a lone car sits beneath the flickering yellow glow of a streetlight. Inside the car, a young woman named Sarah is waiting for her friend to finish their late-night shopping spree. The minutes tick by, each one feeling like an eternity, in the oppressive silence. Sarah checks her phone, scrolling through social media to distract herself from the unsettling quiet of the empty parking lot. Suddenly, a movement in the rearview mirror catches her eye. A shiver crawls down her spine as she slowly looks up, her heart pounding in her chest. Standing in the darkness just beyond the reach of the streetlight is a tall, shadowy figure. Its features are obscured by the darkness, but Sarah can feel its eyes fixed on her, burning into her very soul. She fumbles for her phone, her fingers trembling as she tries to call her friend, but the call goes straight to voicemail. Fear, raw and primal, grips her heart in a vice. The figure takes a step closer, and Sarah can make out the faintest outline of a long coat billowing in the night breeze. Something about its unnatural stillness sends a wave of terror crashing over her. She wants to scream, to run, to do anything but sit there frozen in fear, but her body refuses to obey. She's paralyzed, trapped in the headlights of her own terror. Another step. The figure is closer now, and Sarah can hear the sound of its slow, deliberate breathing. It's the sound of a predator stalking its prey, toying with it before the kill. She squeezes her eyes shut, praying for this to be nothing more than a bad dream. But when she opens her eyes again, the figure is gone, vanished without a trace, as if it were never there at all. Sarah wastes no time starting her car and speeding out of the parking lot, the image of the shadowy figure seared into her mind. She tells her friends about the encounter the next day, but they dismiss it as a figment of her imagination, a trick of the light in the dead of night. But Sarah knows what she saw. She felt the weight of its gaze, the icy breath of fear on her neck. She knows that in the heart of that Walmart parking lot, under the pale glow of the streetlight, she came face to face with something truly evil. To this day, Sarah avoids going out alone late at night, forever haunted by the memory of that chilling encounter. The Walmart parking lot, once a symbol of mundane errands and late-night snacks, has become a place of dread, a constant reminder that even in the most ordinary places, darkness can lurk just beyond the edges of our vision, waiting for the moment to strike fear into the hearts of the unsuspecting. Our next story takes us inside the brightly lit aisles of a Walmart, to a place that should be filled with laughter and the joy of childhood, the toy aisle. But for one young mother, Lisa, this aisle would become a corridor of fear, a place where the line between reality and something more sinister blurred. It was a busy Saturday afternoon, the air filled with the chatter of shoppers and the tinny jingles of pop songs playing over the loudspeaker. Lisa was browsing the toy aisle, searching for a birthday present for her niece. She pushed her shopping cart slowly down the aisle, scanning the shelves for the perfect gift. As she rounded the corner, she felt a cold shiver run down her spine. The air grew heavy, as if a weight had settled on her chest, making it hard to breathe. She paused, glancing around, but seeing nothing out of the ordinary. Kids were laughing, parents were arguing over which toy was more educational, and the cashier was ringing up purchases with a bored expression on their face. It was the typical Walmart scene, but Lisa couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, that she was being watched by something unseen. She continued down the aisle, her hand resting on the handle of her shopping cart, her knuckles turning white. As she reached out to grab a brightly coloured doll, she heard a soft whisper close to her ear. "Hello," it hissed. Lisa gasped, spinning around to face the source of the voice. There was no one there. She glanced around frantically, her heart pounding in her chest, but the aisle was empty. Had she imagined it? She tried to convince herself that it was just a trick of her imagination, the echo of a distant conversation in the crowded store. But deep down, a primal fear told her otherwise. She hurried down the aisle, her cart bumping against the shelves, her eyes darting back and forth, searching for the source of the whisper. But there was nothing there. No one who could have spoken those words. As she reached the end of the aisle, she felt a cold hand brush against her neck. She screamed, dropping her cart and spinning around, her eyes wide with terror. But just like before, there was no one there. The aisle was empty, the toys staring back at her with blank plastic eyes. She ran, her heart pounding in her chest, her mind racing. She ran until she found herself outside the store, gasping for breath in the warm sunlight. Lisa never went back to that Walmart. The memory of the cold whisper, the unseen touch, haunted her dreams. She couldn't shake the feeling that something evil had followed her home from that toy aisle, something that lurked in the shadows, watching and waiting for its moment to strike. Chapter 3. Storage Room Haunting. Our final story takes us behind the scenes of a Walmart, to the dimly lit, labyrinthine world of the storage room, where shelves tower precariously, filled with everything from clothes and electronics to garden tools and holiday decorations. It's here, in the heart of this concrete jungle, that a young Walmart employee named Michael would experience a series of terrifying events that would leave him questioning his sanity. Michael had been working at Walmart for a few months, stocking shelves and helping customers. He was a hard worker, always willing to put in extra hours, and he was quickly becoming a valued member of the team. One evening, his manager asked him to stay late and help with inventory in the storage room. As Michael walked into the storage room, he was struck by a wave of unease. The air was thick with dust and the smell of cardboard, and a strange chill ran down his spine. He shrugged it off as nothing more than the cold air from the industrial-sized air conditioner, but as he ventured deeper into the maze of shelves, the feeling of dread intensified. He began working his way through the inventory list, scanning barcodes and calling out numbers to his co-worker who was entering them into a handheld device. But as he worked, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. He kept hearing strange noises, soft footsteps echoing behind him, the rustling of boxes on shelves that he knew were empty. He would stop and turn around, his heart pounding in his chest. But there was never anything there. Just row after row of silent, looming shelves, their shadows stretching out like grasping claws in the dim light. One night, as Michael was working alone in the storage room, he heard a loud crash. He froze, his blood turning to ice in his veins. He slowly made his way towards the sound, his heart pounding in his chest, his mind racing with possibilities. As he rounded the corner, he was met with a sight that sent a wave of terror crashing over him. Boxes were scattered across the floor, their contents spilling out onto the concrete. But that wasn't what terrified him. Hovering above the mess, seemingly suspended in midair, was a large box filled with cleaning supplies. It bobbed there for a moment, swaying slightly as if caught in an invisible current before plummeting to the ground with a deafening crash. Michael stood there for a moment, his mind struggling to process what he had just witnessed. He had seen the box fall, had seen it with his own eyes, but there was no logical explanation for it. He was alone in the storage room. The only other person in the entire store was the security guard stationed at the front entrance. He knew then that he wasn't alone in the storage room, that something else was there with him, something unseen and malevolent. He ran out of the storage room, his heart pounding in his chest, his mind racing. He burst through the doors and into the brightly lit store, gasping for breath as if he had been drowning. He quit his job at Walmart the next day, unable to bring himself to set foot in the store, let alone the storage room, ever again. He couldn't explain what he had experienced, but he knew that it was real. He had seen it with his own eyes, felt it in the pit of his stomach. He knew that the Walmart storage room was haunted, a place where the veil between our world and something darker, something more sinister, was thin. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more chilling tales. Remember, these stories are based on real claims from real people who experienced these events firsthand. What do you believe? Let us know in the comments below. Stay safe and remember, you never know what might be lurking in the shadows, even in the aisles of your friendly neighborhood